Hello everybody, my name is Kanamanika, and welcome back to the unboxing, where today we are continuing our look at the SPD A-Squad Lightning Collection figures, with the next guy in the line, and the last one that we'll be seeing in this series of videos, because I already have the Blue Ranger from before this, and me already having the Blue Ranger is the only reason I'm getting all of these in the first place. Today we are taking a look at SPD A-Squad number 3, the Green Ranger. Yeah, it's, as you have probably expected, what we've been seeing throughout all of these figures. There was no alternate head mold. They didn't give these guys the alternate head molds, which is fine enough, but it would have been nice, I think, if they did have their cool extra head molds. It would have given us new civilian heads just to have in general. But anyways, we have a window to look into the packaging, and I'm sorry this one looks so beat up. Where I ordered it from clearly didn't care about the packaging, and since this is an unboxing, I don't care too much about keeping the packaging intact, especially for something this cheap, but whatever. We have the window package that allows us to see all the contents of the figure, the choking hazard warning. This video is for adults, despite what that says. We have the Tom Whalen art, which is beautiful as always. It's very similar to what we've seen before, but it's great. Power Rangers Lightning Collection, SPD A-Squad Green Ranger from Hasbro. On this side, this is the most dented side. We continue that artwork, which shows his unique visor, SPD. On this side, we get the artwork in a more narrow format. Bottom is legalese, top is green, and the back has a render of the figure using his blast effect. Now, this is pretty interesting because despite having the in-space helmet, it's not in an in-space color. In-space had the red, blue, yellow, black, and pink color loadout. Meanwhile, SPD, in order to match with the SPD squad, needed to make the Black Ranger a green Ranger. So that's just pretty cool. So we get a nice mega green helmet for like the first time, even though it was essentially a repaint of the Black Ranger. Anyhow, let's get this thing open. Real quick, real careful. Like, there we are. Open that up. Open up the flap, and looking inside, we have our tray of contents, as well as the green lightning bolt over there. So, let's get into this. This won't be too long of an unboxing, because these are fairly thinly packed, and that's probably part of the reason why I didn't get them back when they first came out. But I am getting them now because a lot of them have gone on sale, especially the two more widely available ones, which you've seen one. We'll get to the other in a second. Anyhow, as you can see, he comes with hands, blast effect, blaster, and figure. So let's start with those hands, and thankfully, they're a matching set this time. So I can do them both at the same time. Come on. There we are. We get a pair of basic black fists. These are basic Power Rangers hands that we've seen a few times already. They have the lined sort of back of the fist, but they are in black, so it's nice. These are good hands. The sculpting in this line is generally fairly nice. Not perfect, but, you know, nice enough. And it's nice to have some fists so that they can just do some, like, police brutality or whatever, because these guys are assholes. They suck, and they're weird Nazis. Anyhow, next up, we have the blast effect, which is an interesting color. It's the same one that every A-Squad Ranger has, because their only weapon is their big old blaster. So they have a blast effect for said blaster. It has some nice sparkling in it, but it's a very light green, which is very interesting to see. I do like it generally. It's a bit hard to stick on, but it's nice to have just a generic blaster effect. I'm sure this can be used on like other figures or something. Finally, we have the A-Squad standard issue blaster. Standard A-Squad issue blaster. It's green this time, which is always nice, but it's the same mold that we've seen twice already in the line. So it's nothing too special. It's got the dog logo, it's got the green where it needs to be, it's got the black where it needs to be. I don't think it was too much more detailed in the show, so I don't mind, and it's just a generally nice looking accessory, even if it does have some, I guess, mold degradation from its initial use. However, finally, it's time to take a look at the actual figure that we're here for. The SPD A-Squad Green Ranger. And here we have him. He is certainly larger than the Fems, which is fun. But yeah, starting off with the helmet, this is probably the most unique part of him. He has a green in-space / Mega Ranger helmet. It is, from what I can tell, just the Black Ranger's helmet. It has the sort of that specific geometric patterning that was seen before on the Green Ranger's helmet. So nothing too, or Black Ranger's helmet. So nothing too crazy, but it's nice to see it in green. I like the green that they chose as well. It looks very nice, very good, and it does have the SPD logo there. And then we have the same sort of ugly silver overlay, which does work and feels accurate enough, but it's just a very ugly silver color plastic. SPD logo molded in there, and we have this green stripe, which connects it to the rest of the helmet, which always looks nice. Then we have the armor, which I'm pretty sure is just the rest of his body is directly taken from the other guys. That's kind of par for the course for the Power Rangers, but outside of the green accents, what you see is what you get, and, like, yeah, there's nothing too crazy to, I guess, note. Something to note, which I don't think I've at least noted on at least one of these, is that the visor is silver when it was white on the Blue Ranger. So even with A Squad, they can't get it all consistent, which is an annoying theme of the Lightning Collection, but I'm not too annoyed. I'll live. But yeah, we have the armor, which does look very nice. I like the venting detail. I like the cleanness of the paint, especially on the dog here. I like the green highlights. It's very nice. It has this militaristic vibe, which does lend credence to that, like, asshole cop sort of dealio. But it does look nice. I do like that the SPD on the arm pads is painted. I'm not sure if they were on the Blue Ranger. I'd have to check. And the black here on the back. And then we have some basic legs, a knee pad, and the shin guards. It's what you've come to expect from A Squad, seeing the previous couple of videos. But that doesn't mean it's not a pretty good representation of the team, I guess. But yeah, anyhow, this is also a fairly basic Lightning Collection masculine mold, so it's going to have basically all the articulation that you expect, which for Lightning Collection is a nice standard. So, head on a hinge, which allows it to look up that far, down that far, has some slight tilt, and it has rotation. Arms have their butterflies, which swivel inward, and they swivel outward, are on a universal joint, and the armor is rubbery, and it's an overlay, so it is able to get out of the way decently well, and he's able to move his shoulder up that far. He has a bicep swivel, which is a little bit tight, double jointed elbows, which are able to get up basically all the way. Oh my god. Anyhow, and then he has the ball-jointed torso, the hinge, which has, while still restricted by the armor, has a little bit more range than the Fem mold, so it's able to go forward that far and back about that far, and also has some pretty good tilt, all things considered. Hips are on ball joints, no drop down, so they're able to kick forward that far, back a little bit, out about as far as you would want. There's a thigh swivel, a double jointed knee, and you have your boot cut for boot swivel, as well as your usual Hasbro foot, which is very tightly detented. It'll kick back, it'll kick forward, and has your standard ankle tilt. But yeah, something I noticed is they don't have the trigger finger split. Still, I recommend you cut this, because otherwise he can't really hold the gun in any satisfying manner. Yeah, that's no good. But yeah, that's SPD A Squad Green. I do wish they had the finger cut and didn't just leave it undone, but otherwise, a fairly standard Lightning Collection figure, and thankfully, the Lightning Collection standard, at least for articulation, is fairly high, and otherwise is a fairly standard Hasbro figure with some annoyances. But yeah, I like the Lightning Collection. I like this figure. I think it's a good addition to my collection, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope the A Squad isn't getting too stale. Hopefully I have other uploads that are breaking it up, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time as we hopefully wrap up the Lightning Collection A Squad team with the final Fem of the group. Until then, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!